If you want real inside information from New York Mets camp, I just spent another week at spring training talking directly with players and watching the games up close. I've got some really interesting takeaways. Let's get into it. First, defensively, we saw something interesting with Baty getting work at first base. Made a couple of really nice plays, including showing strong instincts on a ball to his right. Instead of forcing the play by himself, he allowed the second baseman to field it and make the throw. That's the kind of awareness you want to see from someone learning a new position. Another player who just got his first taste at first base, Jorge Polanco, who also flashed his glove, flashed a middle infield glove of sorts with a nice snag and a ground ball. At the plate, Bo Bichette has already been showing exactly what he's known for: elite contact ability early in spring training, putting the ball in play consistently, including delivering hits with runners in scoring position. Now let's talk pitching. Christian Scott looked fantastic in his first spring training outing. What's interesting, when I spoke with Scott the day before he took the mound, he told me what he expected that he would get into this game sometime this week. Ended up being the next day. He also explained that the Mets are being very careful with his workload, gradually building him up. Right now, he's working in that 2 to 3 inning range as part of his structured build-up plan. Before getting into game action, Scott had already been throwing live batting practice, bullpen sessions in the backfields, and those outings went really well, enough for the team to give him this shot and the green light this week. Another really interesting conversation I had is with veteran pitcher Carl Edwards Jr. Edwards told me he's loving the vibes inside the Mets organization. So far, he's had a great early experience in camp. There were earlier reports in the offseason that the Mets might try to transition him and bulk him up as a starter in a starter role. But he told me right now the team isn't fully committed to that. Instead, they're building him up more in that usual of sorts long man role, which he excels at, thrives in, and he looks for it. He'll take the ball at any time. He also had a great perspective, on being in camp, telling me it's a blessing to wake up every day, put on a jersey, cleats, and just play baseball. I also spoke with left-handed pitcher Nate Lavender, who was back in the organization after being returned from the Rays. He told me he's feeling the best that he's ever felt physically in a long time. He had a second procedure late last season to clean out the joints, took about 10 weeks off, then began another throwing program. The plan right now is for him to throw live batting practice this weekend in the backfields, so be on the lookout for that. Lavender also told me he's still working with his 3-pitch mix: fastball, slider, changeup, focusing on improving his slider to the glove side, the changeup to the arm side, and keeping his fastball elevated in the zone. Another player I spoke with, again, catcher Hayden Senger, who continues to show some of his strengths during spring games. He told me he is simply excited to be out there playing baseball. He appreciates hearing the fans and even the media noticing his work when he's making a good throw or making one of those hits that he had. Overall, he just appreciates and is really excited to be out there playing. All of the kind things that have been said to him, he's going to keep trying his best. One young prospect that also stood out in the conversation that I've talked to a couple of times this week, AJ Ewing. He told me a huge part of his game is mental preparation, saying he believes that about 75% of baseball is where your mindset is at. His approach right now, staying confident, trusting the process, and the results will come. I also checked in with pitcher Jonah Tong, who's continuing to work on adding that new cutter to his arsenal. He said he feels confident about where the pitch is right now, especially the grip. But obviously the focus, even from his last outing, is just simply getting more reps with it in game action in spring training. Another guy who did have a tough outing recently, I spoke with prospect Jack Wenninger, who kept a really confident mindset. He told me that the performance wasn't what he wanted, but he's focused on making adjustments and continuing to attack hitters with all 5 of his pitches, saying he still believes strongly in his abilities. And finally, one of the young players getting attention right now, obviously, Chris Suero. Suero has already homered in 2 spring games. When I spoke to him prior and even post-game of the second home run, he just said overall he's feeling good, grateful for all the support he's been getting online from fans. He told me he's proud of himself for all the attention, but above all, gives all glory to God always for his success. So those are some of the inside information and notes I have directly from Mets camp, talking with players, watching them up close this week. If you guys have any thoughts, put it in the comments. Who are the players that you're looking at? Veterans, prospects. Who's got your eye this week in spring training games? Who looks good? Who doesn't? What other information do you want to see on my future shows? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys next time.